I'm back. It has been a while. This video probably won't do great on YouTube, but that's fine. It's been a while. I know, I've been gone for a while. I got a new job and it keeps me out of town, not gonna lie. So some things have changed around here. I bought a boat. That Camaro is now, I wouldn't say it's done, but it's on the way there. We'll look at it for just a minute for some of y'all. You know, I've been in contact with some of y'all, so a couple of y'all know what's going on. I've had this Camaro for 7 years, and it has been a shell for 7 years. And some of the weekends that I have had time, I've put this car together. And it's just a regular old little small block Chevy, a little small block Chevy 350 with a 4-speed, nothing fancy. All the brakes have been redone. You know, it's a good driver. It's actually registered. This car can go on the street. Don't look at the interior that's falling out of the door. That's number next on the list. But I'm going to introduce a new project to y'all. This is my 91 Foxbody. Yeah, and she is rough. Yeah. It has seen its better days. But there's a reason why I wanted a Foxbody in this shape. If I bought a nice one, I wouldn't want to cut it up. I have decided to build a drag car. I have wanted to build a drag car for years, and I've never done it. I got stuck in the drifting and other things like that, so I've kind of shied away from drag stuff. But I don't know, I want to get into it. I'm not a Ford guy. I don't know anything about Ford stuff, so this car will get a Chevy drivetrain at one point. But to kind of help out my Willitrun stuff, because I'm still going to do Willitrun whenever I have time, I've started to put together a little small block Ford. This is a 302 HO. It's a roller motor. So we're going to get this car running with this drivetrain. That engine and transmission it's okay. It runs pretty good. Cut to that footage of me getting it running. Now, I should have filmed that, but I got it running on a Saturday and I left for Texas the next day. Guys, I have been in and out of my house in Texas and Utah, and I've been traveling and working a lot, which is, I made some good money doing it. So that drivetrain come out of this car. Now, I hate convertibles. I don't like anything about a convertible. I don't care for them. I don't want them. This car come up for sale, I have probably had this car for 7 months now, and it has just been sitting in my backyard, and it had that 302 and that AOD in it. So I just picked it up, 200 bucks. It had a motor and transmission in it. Was going to be a Willitrun. Guys, it's destined for the scrapyard. I'm not going to try to save that thing, but that's where the drivetrain come from. So for starters, we're gonna clean this car up. I'm not even gonna fool with the wiring of it. I'm gonna rip every bit of the wiring out of that car, and I'm gonna rewire it, kind of how I did my drift car. I'm an electrician. I know how things should work. I can make things work. You know, a lot of people struggle with wiring. I'm not gonna say I'm the best at it, but I'm better than some. So I can wire a car myself. I kind of like doing it that way. Simplifies a lot of stuff and make things easier on me. This wiring harness in this car Probably won't weigh 70 pounds like the one that come out of that BMW did, but it's some weight savings. And of course the interior is going to come out of, this is going to be a process, so this will be my filling work along with that one. I'm kind of getting to a point where I've got more time now, so I'm going to start picking up and start finding some Wilitruns. I've actually sold off some of the crap that I've accumulated to just make space around here, because guys, do YouTube for any amount of time, you're going to accumulate some crap. And I right now I'm sitting at 7 or 8 cars in my backyard right now, which is, it's a couple too many. So I need to get rid of some more. But Tebow's still hanging around. That's your update for everybody that's been asking, because I have gotten a bunch of comments wondering where I was, wondering what's going on. So I know this was a long introduction to get to the meat of this video. So if you're still here, you're a subscriber, and I appreciate you for still being here. If you've already dipped out, it is what it is. So let's get this thing cleaned up. I can't stand working on cars that you feel dirty just looking at, and I want to pull this thing to pieces. I'm not going to blow the whole car to a million pieces, but the interior is coming out, things like that. I've got to fix one rust spot that I have found. So this is about the only rust spot that I found. Not great, you know, not horrible. There's still some meat that can be welded to. Yeah, I got that trim out of the way. Yeah, some of that can be wire wheeled down, converted. We'll have to cut this you know, find some good metal, weld in some. It's fine, it'll be all right. The floor moves around a little bit because somebody put a jack right here and pushed the floor up and kind of broke a couple spots. So there's some work that has to be done to this car, but like I said, but I'm fine with that. I didn't want a perfect specimen. If it was a nice car, I'd hate to kind of tear it all out, you know. But if it starts out at a piece of crap, it's okay, you know. You can only make it better. But if you start off with a really nice car and turn it into a piece of crap, all you've done is turn a really nice car into a piece of crap. There we go. So let's get the pressure washer out and let's just start pressure washing. We'll start with that, and then I've got some chemicals to put on her to hopefully get the rest of it off, because that's all. It's been sitting under trees all its life, I do believe, and that's sap, and I don't know if pressure washer is going to be able to get all of it out, but it'll get some of it. So let's just start. All right, so I think I have gotten off as much as I can get off with the pressure washer. Some of this sap and mess is just hanging on, and it will not let go. So we're gonna have to bring in some chemicals. Now I'm not gonna put anything too harsh on it. I'm gonna put on some Comet and some bleach. I'm just gonna use bleach and Comet and a brush. And I'm gonna bleach and Comet the whole thing. And then we're gonna hit it again with the pressure washer, and then we'll hit it with some soap. So this is going to be my witch's brew. A little bit of car soap and dollar store bleach.
Oh, soap.
And then I'm gonna cover the whole car in Comet and hit it with a brush. So now that the whole car is covered in Comet, we take our solution, a little witch's brew, and you just brush. And the granular crap in the Comet will help scratch through some of the sap and other mess that's in the car. I mean, you're gonna have to do this a couple times to really get it all out, but this is a good start. So y'all give me just a minute here. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Nobody really cares to watch somebody wash a car for 45 minutes, so I'll pick up with you here in just a minute. All right, as you can tell, we got one little whiskey dent that I think a football will be able to handle. Put it on the inside and push that panel out. Not worried about it. Car is actually coming out somewhat clean. I think a lot of this is spray paint. I think somebody spray painted this trim once upon a time, and for whatever reason they didn't tape anything off. I don't know why, but majority of the sap and crap like that is off. Now, is it perfect? No, I don't go for perfect. It takes too long to get perfect. I go for just good enough, and we're at the just good enough stage. Now, the last little effort that I'm going to put in is just some regular car soap. Just some regular old car soap with the brush that's kind of tainted green now, because that Comet, it does kind of act like a fine sandpaper, and it does remove some of the paint, which is okay if you've got a car with a lot of paint. As you can tell, paint on this car is very thin, so I'd imagine maybe it was resprayed. I don't know. So now that we're doing this, after we get done, you know, cleaning this up a little bit more, we'll probably start on the engine bay, degreasing all of that and pulling crap out of it, because nothing in that engine bay is going to stay, because this is going to be a carbureted car. And if it does go to fuel injection one day, I won't be using anything from Ford, I promise you. This thing is definitely a 20-footer. From 20 feet away, you're gonna be, ooh, that's a Mustang. Now, let's get a look at the engine bay. As you can tell, once upon a time, somebody had something in here. They got the old 6AL box. They got the old eBay special for your throttle and spring return and all that mess. But the biggest thing is, I mean, all the areas that Foxbody's usually rust, this car is okay. It just really needs to be cleaned up, and all this crap that we don't need needs to be pulled off of it. So, but for now, let's clean it up. I don't want to be in here trying to take stuff off of it and getting filthy. So let's pressure wash and degrease this entire engine bay, and then we'll start to tear down. So about the only thing we want to save from this car is this 6AL box. I'll sell it. I'm not going to pressure wash it. I'll just pull it out, put it on the shelf, and maybe I'll do something with it one day. Probably not. It'll probably just wind up sitting on my shelf for the next 4 years. Before the pressure washing of this engine bay starts, I'm just going to go ahead and pre-coat everything in degreaser, and I'm going to let it cook, you know, like your wife does in the stove. I'm going to let it cook for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to pressure wash it, and then I'm going to repeat, and I'm going to do that at least 3 times, and then after I get everything out of this engine bay, I'll have to do it again. Stay tuned, and I'm not going to get as much done today as I wanted because, well, it's raining. and it's gonna be like 20 something degrees for the next couple days here in Alabama. And I'm sorry, you know, this is a tin roof shop, so we're just gonna have to do this together. So the only seal that has not been replaced on this 302 is the rear main. So just to keep my feet moving and not sit around on my butt, I'm gonna replace the rear main. It's not something that I have to do right now. It's something that I can do, and I'm outside and I'd rather be working on something than just sitting here watching it rain. So let me get this accessory for the engine holder 3000 off, and we'll go ahead and start picking that rear main seal out. The rear main seal I got for this thing is a Ford one. I don't know if it's good. I don't know anything about Ford, so we're gonna figure it out. This thing might blow up on startup. Who knows? Getting these things off. As you can tell, I didn't have the right size bolts to work with a Ford, so I had to make something. It's fine. It holds it. All right, so we've got that rolled out of the way. I mean, it'll be going right back, but this rear main, I decided to change it. It doesn't actually look too bad. I don't know what was actually leaking. I just know, well, a little bit of run time I had on this engine, there was oil pouring out the back of this thing. So it could have been valve cover gaskets, could have been the input shaft of the transmission. I don't know. But I just know the rear main was fairly cheap. So I'm just gonna throw another one on it. It wasn't too expensive, and while you're here, it's best to do it. It's sitting on the engine stand. So let's get a pick, and we'll see about picking this out and trying to pop one corner and then working it out all the way around. We might get a wood screw and drill in right here and pull it. Either way, I'm gonna figure something out real quick. I need a 90-degree pick, but I ain't got one. Oh, there it goes. It just moved. There we go. Just work it out now. All right, you can see it moving just a little bit. I'm just going to slowly work this turd out all the way around until I get it to a point where I can pull it out. All right, so kind of got it to a point where it's a lot freer. There we go. And that's it. All in all, it doesn't look horrible. It probably was the valve covers, but I mean, I'm right here at it, you know, it's not that big of a deal to just throw a new seal in it. So I'm gonna clean all this mess up, get a rag, clean these surfaces up, throw some oil on the inside of my new seal, and just slowly tap her in. We're getting pretty clean. We're almost there. All right, so I got my old seal and I got my new one. I'm just gonna, it looks the same. So there's probably some book out there with notes in it that say don't beat on these with a punch. I don't know. I'll look around and see if I got a piece of PVC pipe that's about the size of this, but I probably don't. I'm not a plumber. So we're gonna coat the inside of this with some 2050. Push it on the crank and then lightly tap it and hope we don't rip it with some punches. So I just got some basic old 2050 Havoline oil. And we're just gonna coat the inside of it that rides on the crank, because it's gonna sit for a little bit, and the first time that it does start up, I don't want it to be chewing on this seal. Give it a good healthy coat, Make sure you ain't got a whole lot on the outside, but I do want just a touch to kind of help it slide in. Nothing that's gonna be too crazy that's gonna cause it to leak. We're gonna make sure the Ford emblem is up because we're Ford people now. We got her on the crank. She can sit there for a minute. I'm gonna look and see if I got a piece of pipe that big. If I do, then I'll use a piece of pipe. If not, punch it. Go figure. I ain't got a piece of PVC pipe, but I think a punch, some light taps evenly around is gonna be all we need. Whenever you hear it ding, you know you're hitting against the side of the block, so the seal is flush. So I'm just going around and hitting it in till I hear that ting. There we go. That is a fresh rear main on this Ford. It should last it for as long as it's gonna last. I can't say it's gonna be forever. Like I said, I don't really know the condition of this engine, but I know it's got a new rear main in it, so it won't leak out of the crank thing there. She's ready to go back on the engine stand. Guys, it's gonna live on this engine stand for a while. I mean, I got wife and kids and jobs. If I did this every day, it'd go faster, but I don't. All right. There you go. Back where she needs to be. Now I gotta wheel the crane back out in the rain. And it will be ready to go in the engine. I mean, it was just a quick little paint, clean up, new gaskets, let it sit till the car's ready. So the car is still sitting where I pressure washed it. Guys, I did not get as much done this weekend as I wanted to. I wanted to spend a couple hours out here just tearing crap out of that car, but I can't do it in the rain. My shop is full. It is what it is, and it wouldn't be a good video anyway with the rain. So that's gonna do it. For y'all that was asking where I was, I'm here. I'm just busy. You're gonna have to bear with me. I'm actually leaving for Arkansas in just a couple days, so it might be a week or two before I get another video out, but just know that I am still doing it. And if you're still here to the end, I appreciate you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.